Alright, hey everybody, welcome back to Stackz Gaming. We're here at Samurai Comics in Glendale. They got lots of comics, toys, posters, and more. Check out their website link in the description. And we're here with, what's your name?
Morgan Ashire.
And he's here with his Drytron deck that I found very interesting because I don't really play against Drytron, and the only time I did right now, well, a few weeks ago, I just got smoked. I didn't know what was going on. I just stuff just kept going. It wouldn't stop. So I asked for a deck profile, and he so generously is giving us one. So let's check it out. What you got?
So this particular build was built for team duels. So
that's right. We did have another 2v2 on Wednesday. You could check that out on our local
that was over at
report there.
Orc Slayer.
Yeah, and it just kept going there too. So
yeah. So the way that it works is I figured that it would be really, really strong to have a bunch of like going second cards, because even though you're technically going first, a lot of other players can set up the board, but my goal was to be the first of the four to go. So starting off, I don't want to say that there's really standard Drytron ratios. There's a lot of common ones. I'm running one of the common ones, and that's 3 alpha, 3 zeta. I'm running triple delta. I'm not on Pot of Prosperity. I can't afford them. Usually when you're running Pot of Prosperity, it kind of conflicts with delta, so sometimes you'll see people running 2 or 1, but I don't have it, so I just go with the 3 delta, and plus I like seeing the extra names. And I'm on just 2 gamma. I don't like opening multiple gammas, so I want to try to cut that down just a little bit, so I trimmed 1 down just to try to drop the chance of that happening, because it can't summon itself. I'm on 3 diviner, because this card is busted. It's one of the key pieces of the engine for what I was trying to do. I got 1 orange light. This is great against like Nibiru, which is really, really strong in the team formats because it just wipes entire boards. It's absolutely ridiculous. It makes huge, huge, huge tokens. And there's a lot of things that can steal them or just blow them up.
You ever consider running more or just 1?
Just 1. It's searchable for me off of Ben 10.
Yeah.
So I only ever really need the 1. And any more than that can open up bricks unless I'm running like a Herald of Perfection build, which I haven't been on for a while.
Alright.
Droplets and Dark Ruler are so prevalent that I don't think that that's really the way to go right now. I also have 1 Lancia. Lancia is pretty good if you shotgun it in like draw phase. You can stop things like Desires and Prosperity and Extrav and Allure of Darkness, like a lot of different draw cards. You can stop them from banishing things from grave. It's really, really helpful, and especially in the team duels, you can shotgun it on like any opponent's turn, so it doesn't matter. So chaining things with like Eldritch, which is pretty prevalent in that format, they can't banish their traps in the end phase, and it can just sort of help you stabilize the board and keep it stable.
Nice.
Up next, I got my rituals. I got the 1 Draconids. This thing is absolutely nuts in that format. It can just roll over both of your opponent's boards, just absolutely just smash into everything and just clear it all out. I absolutely love this thing, and the mini Zeus effect with the banishment can be really, really big for an interruption. I got the 2 Ben 10, which I love. My girl Konami putting in at 2. I'm so glad they did it. I don't think it needs to go back to 1. It allows this deck to play somewhat consistently.
What about 3?
Okay, 3's a little much. 2, I think 2 is perfect. 2 is fine. I run the 1 Ida 10. It's nice. The tribute to give your rituals like 1,000 extra attack and defense does come up, and that's a permanent gain, which is really, really nice. The 1 Natasha also goes well with Ida 10. Getting that extra steal can be huge, especially when you have 2 boards in front of you. Like, you just need to take key pieces and try to turn around and kill them. With 16,000 life points in the format, it's a little bit nuts, and taking their big beaters that they bring down with this is huge. And here's my favorite, Amor Factor Pain.
Oh, yeah.
The reason I decided to go with the Amor Factor is because 3 of the 4 players only get a main phase 1. So if I go first and I bring this down, my opponent skips their entire turn, which is this 1 card. Like, it's draw, standby, and phase. There's nothing else. They can't play. It's kind of mean. It kind of sucks, but
Kind of mean?
yeah, I mean, it's really mean. But you know, when you got two people sitting across from you and you can shut one of them down. You have a good chance to
I
win.
think that's what has pain in the name right there.
Yo, it's very painful. On to the spells. I got 3 Cyber Emergency, pretty standard for names. 3 Nova, also pretty standard for names. I want to open as many names as I possibly can in my hand. I run the 1 Fafnir and the 1 Meteonis Drytron. I was running 2 for a long time, but you know, DD Crow's in the format. There's a lot of banishment in the format, but usually people are hitting names, they're hitting Ben 10. They're not really hitting the ritual spell. I think that might change over time, and when that happens and it starts to make that shift, I'll go back to 2. But as of right now, 1 has been sufficient. I'm only running 2 Preparation of Rites. I was on 3, but 2 seem to be okay. I can't search it with a more factor, so I have limited targets, so I only really want to see 1. It's a good extender because I can bounce back the Meteonis after I've used it without having to drop attack, so I can get an extra ritual summon. 2 works for me. I know a lot of people love 3, and there's nothing wrong with running 3. If I'm on like a perfection build or something like that that has more targets, I will absolutely run 3.
Makes sense.
I got 1 terraforming just to search out my Fafnir for a name. Harpies, main deck out to mine because mine is prevalent. Even in the doubles format, it still shuts down the person across from you. Called by, which I love this card to death. I hope it goes to at least 2. I know a lot of people are saying it should be, you know, at 3 or banned. I agree, 1 is not the correct number. I'd be happy seeing it at 2.
Just because they gotta sell that other one, huh?
Oh yeah,
they gotta sell that crossout.
Yeah, crossout's good. It can hurt consistency because you have to run a hand trap.
Wait for that to get reprinted and then they'll put this back up.
Well, I mean, yeah, it is getting reprinted in the tins this year, so that's good. But I am running a second copy of Call By in the form of Instant Fusion, which we'll get to in the extra deck. I got 1 Foolish Burial, which is like one of the best cards, but one of the worst names. I can send a ritual that I need. I can send pretty much whatever I need into my grave. I've thought about trying to cut this down to save on space, but it's just too good. It's too clutch sometimes, so I always try to get it. It's not great to see off the top going second sometimes, but overall, I feel like its value outweighs its brickiness. And for the last of the spells, I was running 3 Forbidden Droplet and 3 Dark Ruler main deck.
Nice.
Just for board breakers going second.
Yeah, of course. I mean it too.
Yeah, it's really strong. I love main deck Dark Rulers. You know, they set up a bunch of board negates. You just drop this down, then you just run over their board and just take all their stuff with Natasha, and then you steal their negates for when their other partner is sitting there trying to do something, and you can just crush their board and turn around and kill them. Going on to the extra deck, I'm running the 2 Diviner targets, which are pretty standard. 1 Arclight, 1 Entis. Arclight is really big for searching the Amor factor in the main combo line. It can also get you into your ritual spell if you don't see a Zeta for whatever reason. Entis is great for just spot removal. And they both get Diviner to level 6, which you can make Beatrice with. It's just a really nice place for the deck to be. My second copy of Called By is Millennium Eyes. It's also level 1, so in an emergency, I can overlay it into a Mu Beta.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which does come up on occasion. It's come up a couple times for me, and I've only had this for about a week.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and it's already happened where I had a 1-name hand and in the instant fusion, and I'm like, well, at least I have Mu Beta, so I can still play the game.
So paying off already, huh?
I'm sorry?
It's paying off already?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, $17 card I think is a little bit expensive, but it's worth it. It's pretty good. It's anti-hand trap, and it can stop, you know, like Veiler and Ash and Ogre and like all sorts of stuff. I run 1 more Synchro. I got a shout out to Drykage, Black Rose. People don't see this coming.
No.
Like, you send the Arclight off of your Diviner, and then just 1 name makes Black Rose, and it just blows up the entire board, and then you just get the follow-up. It's really good. For Xyz, I'm running 2 Mu Beta, which I think is pretty much agreed upon as the standard number. The second one pretty much always comes up. I don't think you need 3. You could play 3, but the extra deck is so tight that I think 2 is correct.
I was about to ask, what would you take out for a third one, huh?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I'm already struggling to run everything I want to.
So 2 it is.
Yeah, 2. 1 Beatrice. Beatrice is really, really good for one-name hands, for dumping things that you might need to into the grave for follow-up. It's just absolutely needed. There's a lot of people talking about cutting it. I would never, ever, ever cut this card. It is way too important for niche situations. I'm running Fucho. Or Fuko, I don't know. Everybody has their own way that they pronounce it. This is my anti-droll card.
It's also adorable.
Let's zoom in there.
Yeah, it's just a pissed off bird that's
I agree.
that's unaffected by everything. I just put 2 names down if I get drolled, and I'm guaranteed another turn. Like, unless they have a kaiju.
Jeez.
That's the only out for it. And then I can go on the follow-up and try to kill them. And lastly, I got Downard, and of course, the big boy,
Oh, yeah.
Zeus. You gotta love the Zeus, and Downard is too important in this build. Getting that format Zeus is huge to dodge and duck negates, just to wipe a board. And as for links, I got Link Karibo. I've got Herald of Mirage Lights. This thing is absolutely insane if you can end on it. Not only is it a spell trap negate by pitching a fairy, but if your opponent makes it leave the board for basically any reason, you can add back up to 2 ritual spells and or monsters. So
nice.
I get my Minionis back, I get my Ben 10 back, and I have all the gas that I need feeling from my grave just to turn around and kill you. I'm running 1 IP. IP is really, really good in this deck, going into Boral Sword. Makes Boral Sword indestructible completely. So not by battle, not by card effects. Like, you have to answer this. You have to get over it in some other way. And with its attack boosting ability and its ability to attack twice, this has won me so many games. And finally, Appaloosa.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, pretty standard, pretty straightforward. Having the negate is really, really good. I love Appo in this build. I would not take it out. I know some people run the Underworld Goddess. I haven't found the need for it. Personally, it's just not where I'm at and how I'm running it. I can understand why people would want to play it, but I just couldn't find the room for it. When I am running on typical singles, standard matches, I do have a side deck. I'm running triple Lava Golem. This card is cracked.
Yeah.
Like, I absolutely love this card. I don't need my normal summon in this deck, so I can get by without it.
Makes sense.
It outs negates, like,
Jeez.
against like Sword Soul, you can out like Baron and Chisao.
Yeah.
Like, it is so good.
Just get rid of 2 and 1, right?
Oh yeah, it's so good. And then like I can just steal it back with Natasha and then just smash it in the face with it. Yeah, it's great. So I'm giving it to you, but I'm gonna take it back and I'm gonna beat you over the head with it. I got 3 Droll, because 3 Droll I think is really, really strong in the format right now. Mainly for going second. I'll side this in just to try to slow them down so that I can turn around and OTK them. It's really powerful. 1 token collector. Sword Soul and Adventure. Like, I want to see this. I usually side this going first against anything running Adventure so that way I can dump it on Beatrice.
Why just 1?
Because I can dump it on Beatrice into the grave, and then it'll pop itself out. It's pretty standard, pretty viable for that.
Right.
And I usually have a Beatrice with a second material going into their draw phase, so I'll draw phase activated, dump it out. So even if they open like Water Enchantress or something, it doesn't matter. Token Collector goes and it's ready to go. Flu can be a problem for this deck, so I run the Necroworld Banshee and the Zombie World. More Beatrice targets.
Yeah.
Just dump the Banshee, set it. Sometimes I run Anti-Spell, and you can actually Anti-Spell chain Beatrice. Or you can just dump with Beatrice and then anti-spell chaining the Banshee, and it will activate the Zombie World before the anti-spell resolves, so it doesn't set. Yeah.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah, I can cheat it out. I have 3 tactics. I usually side this for when I'm going first. I know a lot of people look at this as a going second card because you can steal monsters, but I personally like it for the hand removal. If they hand trap me and slow me down, I'll just rip the card out of their hand and try to stop them if they're going to stop me, and then turn around and try to kill them. And back row removal finally is 3 twin twisters.
Those mine ducks, right?
Yeah, I love them, and I love the gold ones too. I think they look so good.
Nice. Well, thanks for the duck report, man, and for the explanation. Really good.
Yeah, not a problem.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out Samurai Comics, link in the description. And I'll see you all next time.